Canna, Tori here. How are ya? So I wanted to take a break from the educational videos, and I wanted to talk about 24-hour Crockpot Cannabutter. So I'm gonna just kind of get into ratios a little bit, not too much. Basically, Cannabutter is very simple, very easy to make. I like to do a 24-hour Crockpot Cannabutter. By the time it's done, it is this very deep, dark hunter green color, very potent. I've had people tell me like, yeah, I just licked the butter and felt it. So that's what I am going to talk to you guys about today. Very basic stuff here. To make Cannabutter, all you need is a few things. You need cannabis, you need unsalted sticks of butter, you need a cheesecloth, crockpot, and an oven. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your cannabis. I like to do at least 1/4 to a half per stick of butter. I've done more potent. It was fun. I lost some at the very, very end. I just couldn't get it all strained out. So you take your flour and you grind your flour up, and you put your flour onto a baking sheet. You then put the baking sheet in the oven. This process is called decarboxylation. So you're gonna put the broken up, ground up cannabis on the baking sheet and into the oven at 200 degrees for 30 minutes time. Whenever that's up, so what I usually do is after I grind up my cannabis and I get it on the baking tray and I've got my oven preheated to 200, I put it in and then set my timer for 30 minutes. At that time, I'll turn my crock pot on low and I'll put in my sticks of butter, however many sticks of butter I need. 1 stick per 1/4 or per 1/2 ounce. And by the time that the cannabis is done decarboxylating, and 30 minutes, no more than 30 minutes, no more than 200 degrees. By the time that that process is over, your butter in the crock pot will be nice and melted, so you can then pour the cannabis into the crock pot, add a cup of water, 2 cups depending on the amount of flour that you used, just to where it's nice and even, to where it's all nice and moist. Then you cover it with the lid and you let that baby go for 24 hours. Whenever you're done, you pull it out and you take your cheesecloth, put it over whatever container you're gonna use for your butter, and just pour the flour onto the cheesecloth and squeeze it. So you'll have your container, you'll have your cheesecloth, you pour the flour in from the crock pot, and then you just kind of just squeeze it as hard as you can. It's hot, it's gonna be hot, so if you can find something, I don't know, I just deal with it. I deal with the burn. That's it, it's that simple. So if you are looking to make some really good edibles, really simple. Grind up your cannabis, put it on a baking sheet, put it in the oven for 30 minutes at 200 degrees. Do 1/4 ounce to a 1/2 ounce per stick of unsalted butter. Have that melted in the crock pot. You keep that crock pot on low. We don't need to get it any higher than the low setting. You can cover it for as little as 3 hours and as long as 24. Personally, I feel like the longer you let it go, the more you allow the THC to extract from the flour and then bond to the lipids in the butter. Yeah, so enjoy. I hope you guys end up making some fantastic potent Cannabutter and have a lot of fun playing with those edibles. You can also check out what Oklahoma's doing if you go to Tori's Canna Collective on Facebook, but you got to put the little @ sign there. I have a card here. Let's see. Oh, it's not wanting to focus. I don't know. That didn't focus very well. Anyways, have a great day.